Welcome to the Qiyana guide, the guide you guys been waiting for. I've officially got Challenger again with 71% win rate on Qiyana. Let's get right into it right now. What's up guys, we're now in the build path of the guide. It's pretty simple, it's going to be pretty straightforward because Qiyana builds the same thing every game. So let's start with the starting item. You always want to go longsword and refillable 100% of the time. You never really want to take anything else at all. The only time you could take something else is if you want to take 3 potions against heavy poke matchup like Syndra, LeBlanc, or Zed. Apart from that, always go refillable. Now for the first back, you always want to buy Dirk if you have the gold for it on the first back. If you have 750, buy Dirk. If you don't, always buy tier and stack it faster. Now, what do you build as a mythic? It's pretty simple. Every game you're going to build Prowlers, but there's an exception. If the enemy team has 4 tanks with heavy HP and resistances, you want to go Eclipse. Let me give you an example. If they have Leona support, let's say Malphite mid, Wukong jungle and set top, you want to go Eclipse. Otherwise, always go Prowler's Claw. I'm going to put a section later in the guide on how to use Prowler's Claw and the most popular Prowler's Claw combo. And it's going to be in the combo section, so I'm not going to talk too much about that right now. For the second item, it's pretty simple. You always want to go Mana Moon or Serpents, depending on the enemy comp. The question is, when do you want to go Serpents and when do you want to go Mana Immune? Serpents is needed when the enemy team has shields that are on people that are important. So let me explain. If the enemy is an ADC, let's say Samira, and she has Shieldable, and then they have Annie support, which are giving a pretty big shield, right? Because now Annie support got buffed, so you want to buy Serpents. Because those shields are important targets, people that you need to kill. Sometimes people have shields, but it's not really an important target. Let's say Tresh W or Leona, Targon, and stuff like that. It's not that important. You want to buy Serpents when shields are an important target, aka carries, right? Pretty simple. Now, if they don't have that, you want to go Mana Immune second. After that, obviously, you need to buy CDR boots, Mercs, or Tabbies. Depends on enemy comp. If it's a lot of AP with heavy CC, you want to buy Mercs. If it's heavy AD, 4 or 5 ADs, you want to buy Tabbies. Otherwise, CR boots is always the best on Qiyana most of the time. I always recommend to finish boots after building Prowlers, never before, because you want that Prowler's power spike, as it is the most important power spike on Qiyana. After that, you could go for Mana Immune, and then you want to go Grudge third. The reason you go Grudge third is because most champions now, because of Jewelry Patch, have a lot of base armor, and that Grudge is going to give you a lot of damage with the armor penetration. The last 2 items depends on the game. If enemies has a lot of armor, you want to go Black Cleaver. If they don't, you could go Soul'Jin. The problem with Soul'Jin is that it's really expensive, and the build path is pretty awkward. Black Cleaver is a better build path, so I recommend Black Cleaver most games, and then you could finish off with GA. That's the build I recommend. This would look like a final build. Obviously, Mana Immune would be stacked, so just auto here, boom, it would be something like this, right? So Prowlers, Mana Immune, Grudge, BC, GA. That would be a build I recommend every game. Before we go to the combo section, I know that a lot of people are going to ask me questions about specific items, and I just want to give my thought real quick. So first, Edge Knight. I know people are going to ask me about Edge Knight all the time. I think the item is pretty bad. The reason I think the item is pretty bad is because the passive, the shield, it gets proc pretty easily by stupid things like Lux E or Ezreal Q, and it makes it pretty useless. I sometimes buy it when it's actually critical. For example, they have a Blitzcrank and I don't want to get hooked. If I get hooked, I die, stuff like that. But otherwise, I don't think it's good. I should never buy it, in my opinion. It's not good at all. Second item is Maw. I think Maw is good if there's heavy AP. Otherwise, never build it. Collector. People, especially if they're low elo, they ask me about Collector. Oh, Collector. It's terrible. Don't buy Collector ever. It's garbage. Next is a Ravenous. Item got nerfed so many times. It is terrible. Don't buy it. Next is Soul'Jin. I think Soul'Jin is really good, but I think it's a bit too expensive, and the build pad is awkward. So it's decent if they don't have that much armor, but it's a bit expensive. Black Cleaver is a better item in my opinion. Yumus as well. Yumus used to be really good, but it's just not good anymore. I got nerfed 100 gold more, but it's also in the meta, like, yeah, yo, I run fast, yeah, but like you're still useless because you do no damage and it gets outscaled. And lethality is pretty bad right now, so as you guys can see in my build, I don't really like to build lethality because I think it's pretty bad. So these are the most common questions about the Qiyana items. And there's also a couple more like Dead Dance. I know people ask me about Dead Dance sometimes. What I think about it, I think the item is way too expensive. I think it's way too nerfed. I think it's terrible. If they have a lot of AD, I like Frozen Heart a lot more than Dead Dance. And even sometimes Renderings if they have a lot of critical strikes. So let's say if they have Yasuo mid, then they have Xayah ADC, and then they have another crit jungle like Kindred and stuff like that, or Graves. I like Renderings a lot. Otherwise, I like Frozen Heart more than Dead Dance. So that's it for the common questions. Alright guys, I know there's a lot of different rules, it might be confusing, but I'm gonna make it plain simple for you guys. So the best page if you're master and below or just learning Qiyana is the electrocute page because the damage is consistent, right? It's gonna help you learn the combos more effectively, and it is a lot of damage, alright? So that's why you want to take this page if you're master and below to help you learn the champion. Alright. Okay, now the conquer page is if you are more experienced with Qiyana or you're grandmaster and above, you want to go with this page right here. I know Befang goes for these two instead. I personally like an impact with treasure hunter more, and my thought process is treasure hunter gives you more gold than 300, so it kind of gives you the money you need to buy free boots. And then sudden impact, in my opinion, is too broken on Qiyana, and I don't want to skip on it. I think it's a really good rune. Also, the thing is, I've been having a lot of success with these runes. It's pretty much the runes that I've been running pretty consistently on my Smurf to Challenger, and it's going pretty well. 3-2 wins and 3 losses only with these runes. The thing with this build is like the damage is not as consistent. You need to really know your pockets more on Qiyana, so it's kind of harder to use when you start learning her. So I don't recommend this page at all for new beginners. I recommend going Electrocute instead. And the third page, I call it the NPC page, is because you're a non-playable character unless 2 item when you play with these runes. You do more damage with these runes than any of the runes once you have Prowess and Manamune, but you have to get there without inting, right? That's the problem. If you want to do nothing and scale, this is the best page. If you want to be really aggressive and you're really in Qiyana, you go for this page. If you're really experienced, you could try my page, the Conquer page. So that's pretty much it for the runes. Pretty simple. Alright, for the summoner spells, it's pretty simple. You want to go TP and flush every game, and the reason is you don't want to go in night, because if you go in night and you side lead late game, you're going to be stuck there, and if your team fights, you can't TP to help them out and actually make the difference and win the game. Also, Qiyana wins most of the side lead late game because of her damage, so you want to take TP. It's a lot better than the night, trust me. Now let's get into the favorite part, the combos. Let me be clear. You don't need a million combos with Qiyana. I'm going to show you the basic combos that you need to use every game that are going to make the difference, and you can easily reach Grandmaster with these combos alone. The first one is the simple combo. It's going to be the auto QW2, alright? This combo is pretty simple, but you need to master it really effectively to do the maximum damage you could do without your ultimate. So let me do it again. A lot of these combos, I'm going to show an example in real games so you could actually see how it looks like on a real enemy. I'm going to go over the common mistakes people do when they do this combo. So when you do this combo, what they do is they auto Q, which is good, but then they W backwards, so it makes Qiyana go away from the enemy. You don't want to do that. You always want to W towards the enemy, alright? The reason is you make it harder for the enemy to react to your combo. That's why you always want to auto Q, W Q towards the enemy. It makes it faster than if you W away from them. So always W in the direction towards them. That's the first combo. Second combo. The second combo that you need to use the most on Qiyana is a simple combo of just the lane poking, which is really simple. QWQ. That's the basic combo. QWQ. The elements you want to take is always ice or grass and finish with wall. Alright? Again, if you practice it, it's QWQ. The best trading combo to do in lane on Qiyana. Now, once you get that combo in lock, what you could do is you add your E on it. So you could QWEQ, just like that. Or you could do EQWQ. Alright? That's different variation of the same combo, and it's pretty good in lane depending on the situation, because right, sometimes you want to QWQ away, like QWQ from afar, or sometimes you want to burst really fast, so you're gonna go for the QWQ, right? Or then sometimes you want to go for EQWQ, because one thing to note on Qiyana is when you EQ, it's always gonna touch the target, except if they dash away or they flash away. The EQ is an auto lock. All right, pretty simple. Now the third combo is the all-in combo. That combo is going to be ER Auto QWQ. That combo is the best combo to one-shot people on Qiyana and to make the most damage with your ultimate. Now, these are the main 3 combos, alright? Now we could add Prowler's Claw into some of these. So the way to add Prowler's Claw is pretty simple. So the first combo that I showed you about the auto tag QWEQ, you want to change that with Prowlers to make it QW Prowlers Auto EQ. That is how you make this variation of the combo with Prowler's Claw to have as many damage as possible. Next one is going to add Prowler's Claw into the ultimate combo. So you want to go for the ER Prowler's Claw Auto QWQ. And that is the maximum damage combo that Qiyana could do. Pretty simple, nothing complicated. I suggest you go in practice tool to practice these 3 combos I just told you, with and without Prowlers. And once you learn them properly, you're ready for buffering. I'm going to talk about it in the next session. Let's go check it out. Alright, this is a bonus section. This section is going to talk about buffering. And why is buffering important? So buffering, in short explanation, is how to use your abilities as fast as possible. That's pretty much what buffering is. So let me explain. There's 2 ways to do combos, right? Or to use a spell. I could literally flash E, or I could E flash. Now, what is the difference? If I flash and then I E, there's a millisecond where my champ's gonna stand still because the input of me pressing the E button is after the flash. On the opposite side, if I E and then I flash, my champion, in this case Qiyana, is gonna E the moment after I flash. Literally the frame after I flash is gonna E. Pretty much what does that mean? That means that you're gonna combo as fast as possible. And this is why it's a bonus section, because it's a bit harder to do. It's more mechanical. It's more for people that want to get higher elo and not really playing casual, that really want to try hard and get the best results possible on Qiyana. You want to incorporate buffering into your combos, and that's going to stop people from being able to react to your combos. For example, if I go for a buffer combo right now, you're going to see the difference and you're going to see the speed and they can't react. So you see an enemy, right? You go for the E flash R, crawlers, 32. The combo I just did was really fast because of buffering. Let me do it again. I'm going to do E flash R, Prowlers auto QW2, right? So E flash R, Prowlers auto QW2. As you can see, it's really fast and you can't really react to that. And that's why you want to use buffer. So you don't need to only buffer your E. You could also buffer your Q. That's why you don't want to flash Q. You want to Q flash, all right? Q flash. It gives them less time to react, and it gives you more kill potential, all right? So you could buffer your Q, you could buffer your E, you could also buffer Prowlers. So you could Prowlers flash, so it's gonna Prowlers the moment you get into range. So the best way to use that, like I told you, is the Q flash instead of flash Q and the E flash. So E flash Prowlers, auto Q, WQ. You could also buffer your R. So that's why you never wanna flash R. It's the same concept, you wanna R flash. And the reason you want to R flash is you give them less time to react. It's always the same thing about buffering, right? You could also move the direction of your R if you flash even with the buffer. Let's say I want to R this guy, but there's another enemy here. I could R flash this way. It's going to reposition my ult with the buffer so they have less time to react, and I can reposition it. I suggest you practice this in practice though, because it takes a lot of effort. And if you fuck it up, your champion's going to stand still. Like E flash in this example, my champion's too far and it's going to stand still for a second. So you need to really know your range. That's it for the bonus section. Alright guys, in this section I'm going to go over combos that I did in game with a VOD so I could explain to you and I could show you in more detail. So let's get into the first one. The first one is going to be how to use grass to move around in team fight and use Prowler's Claw in a way that gives the enemy team less time to react. So let's go for the clip right here. As you can see, I'd start with stealth. I grab stealth again and then I position myself. Let me explain how Prowler's Claw work with grass too. So it's pretty simple, right? So as you can see, Kisai is over here, right? I'm over here. When you use Qiyana Grass Q and you use Prowler's Claw inside her Q, it does not reveal you, right? So what does that mean? If I use Prowler's Claw on Kisai right here, what does that mean? There's a short duration right here where I'm not going to be invisible, but the whole duration of where I am right now to the end of my Q is going to be invisible. What does that mean? It gives her less time to react. That's why you always want to use your Prowlers in your stealth if you have the occasion, because they're going to be surprised with more damage and they're not going to have any time to react to you. So let me show you what that does look like right here in a real game. So as you can see, Prowlers are auto Q and she dies, right? Pretty simple. So that's how you use Prowler's Claw in stealth. Alright, this is the most important clip because it highlights a big problem that most Qiyana players are. Oh, Johnny, I can't carry. Oh, Johnny, I don't know what to do. I'm having 20 kills, I can't carry. The reason most people can't carry their game with Qiyana is because they focus the wrong target. You always want to focus the right target. You see Janna's coming in right here towards us. We could easily one-shot her, but we're not doing it. Why am I not one-shot her? Because I see the enemy EDC, which is actually the damage. The Janna is not the damage. The enemy EDC is the damage. So what in this case I'm doing is I'm waiting. I Q Janna to go stealth, and then I move in towards the Jinx. Then what do? You always want to use your E on minions or jungle monsters to gap close. So in this situation, I'm going to use my E on the jungle monsters, and then W towards the Jinx, Prowler's Claw behind her, so then I could R on this wall and go for the one shot. Let me show you what that looks like. Let me play it one more time so you can see from the beginning. I go stealth, I use the monsters as my E, I W, Prowler's Claw, auto Q, and I get the one shot on the Jinx. Next clip here is pretty simple. This is going to show you the standard combo of Qiyana, how to one shot, the ER, Prowler's Claw, auto QWQ. As you can see, ER, Prowler's Claw, auto QWQ. Get a clean one shot. This is the perfect clip of how to use buffer in game and how fast it is. As you can see, I'm coming here and I'm going to go for the E flash on LeBlanc so she can't react. Let's see what that looks like. E flash R, auto QWQ. As you can see, she has no time to react because of a buffer, alright? This clip is going to show you how to use grass to escape in the best scenario possible and why grass is broken. So let's play the clip. As you can see, Rakan engaged on me with his ultimate. I can't really react. I go for the one shot on him with the auto attacks. Then I grab grass and I flash away and I actually live because of it. Alright. Next clip here is kind of like the size clip. I'm going to show you the standard combo to one shot on Qiyana, which is the ER Power Skull QWQ. So ER Power Skull Auto QWQ and get the clean one shot. Next combo here is going to show you how to move into the enemy with grass and then use your WR to give them less time to react and then go for the one shot. Let's play it right now. Q, WR Power Skull Auto Q, and I get the kill. Next combo here is pretty important because it shows you how to use your grass Q and to cancel enemy abilities. So in this clip, I'm going to cancel the Nautilus ultimate, and that's because of my grass Q. People don't even know that on Qiyana. You could cancel a lot of abilities, like even Darius ultimate, Nautilus ultimate. I'm going to show you in this clip exactly what I mean. So you can see I'm fighting him. As soon as he R, I Q and I go invisible and I cancel his ultimate. Really important. Next clip here is going to be pretty simple, and it's a massive detail. Is want to use your W to go over walls and set up the perfect flank on the enemy. All right, so let's play the clip so you know exactly what I'm talking about. I hide behind the wall, then I W, ER, auto. And as you can see, after I ult, I don't just Q right away. I get into a position where I could Q and hit both of them. So I go in this way right here. I could have went this way so I could Q like this and they both hit him, but I'm going to be more suspected if Syndra R's me towards the turret or E's me towards the turret. So I go instead in the middle, and as you can see, I'm going to get the damage with my Q on both of them. Just like that, right? Pretty clean. So this is pretty much how it flank. Alright, this clip is pretty simple. It's going to show how to one shot when you're really fed with Qiyana. I simply go for the Q, WEQ, Q, WEQ. The biggest mistake that you guys do is instead of doing this combo, a lot of you guys do the EQWQ instead of QWEQ. Important to do QWEQ to be fast, as you can see right here. Alright, next combo is pretty slick. That's a bit more advanced, but it's how to gap close with the enemy using Qiyana's E on the minion and then using your W and then the R Prowler's Claw to gap close on a terrain like a turret or a wall. So let's play the clip so you know exactly what I'm talking about. EQW, Prowler's Claw, R, Auto Q. As you can see, I one shot the Keelan on the wall. Alright, this clip is going to show you guys how to use stealth in teamfight and how to abuse and spam stealth to get the most damage possible, but also gain as much time as possible stealth. Let's play the clip. As you can see, I'm winning in the bush. I see Silas coming in. I go with his grass, right? I break his crown. Keep moving around. Grab grass again. I go for the ultimate. I get the damage. I dodge the Camille E. Keep grabbing grass, right? I don't want to be seen. I dodge or E. Then I go move up, go in the bush again, destroy the ward, dodge or E. Move down, grab grass again, dodge the Silas, I call the ultimate. I keep grabbing grass, and this is the important part. Most of you guys are, at this point would go on the Camille. That's not what you want to do. You want to wait in the bush, and then I see a perfect buffer opportunity on the Shaco, right? So go for the E flash Q and get a clean kill. So as I do, I wait in the bush, a bit closer, flash EQ, get the kill. Keep moving with grass. I go in, I go stealth. She can attack me, and I finish with the W. Pros got EQ, but I call gets the kill. Good. So that's it. How to play team fight with grass. This clip is the final clip. It's going to show you how to R Prowler's Claw, auto QWQ really fast and get a clean kill even when the fight looks lost like this one. Let's see the clip. R Prowler's Claw, auto QWQ. The clean kills fell away. So that's it for the clips, guys. That's it for the combos. Pretty simple. Alright guys, I try to make the combo as fast as possible, but as short and concise with the most important information as possible. I don't want to make guys like people do 30 minutes, 40 minutes with a bunch of combos that are not actually useful. And just to show you my credibility, I know in the intro I said I was Challenger, but this is one of my accounts right now that I'm doing unranked to Challenger. I'm already playing pretty much in Challenger now. As you can see, it's a high GM, 700 LP, 600 LP. This guy was Challenger, 1000 LP. I'm doing this right now challenge on my Twitch. So if you want to follow up and see the climb and learn Qiyana more in details, you could come to my Twitch and ask me questions. You could also subscribe to my YouTube. I'm dropping Qiyana videos pretty much every week. And yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate if you guys could put a thumbs up if you like this guide. If you guys are interested, I could do a talent guide next or a Qiyana jungle guide, even though Qiyana jungle is not the best right now, but I appreciate you guys watching the video and I might see you guys on my stream. Take care.